stream, just know we are looking for one more sponsor. If Bang Energy wants to sponsor that, if anyone knows a representative, we might be the first non-athlete fucking sponsor for Bang Energy. All right, dope. We're officially live, people. Welcome back. We're streaming basically every day this week. If this is your first stream, my name is Roy Dunya. I'm the co-founder of Chart Addicts. I'm a full-time day trader, currently living in Miami, but not for long. Shout out to TradingView, the #1 charting platform in the world for traders, for sponsoring our streams. And thank you for Binance, the #1 Bitcoin or the #1 cryptocurrency platform in the world. All right, great to see all of you guys on the stream. Purpose of this is I'm going to be sitting here live trading regardless. I might as well flip my camera on and bring you guys along for the show. And hopefully you guys get a chance to see my process, learn from my process, and through the demonstration, maybe you guys can make some money too by taking the same trades or being involved in the same opportunities. Yo, can someone throw the YouTube link in the public chat? Somebody who's on the team. Just grab the YouTube link and I'll put it in the chat box right here. Just grab the YouTube link. Make sure this is muted up. Grab the YouTube link and put it in the public chat just so folks know that we're live. Vanessa, good morning. Josh, good morning. James, good morning. Yo, so for the folks who started ACP and you guys have already started the coaching, not the coaching side, but the education program that comes before the coaching. If you've already started that program, let me know in the chats how it's going so far. Give me a 1 to 10. And I know, I know my people. Some of you guys are just thinking, bro, where's the trade? Where's the trade? Where's the trade? And that's mostly the folks that aren't in ACP. The folks that are doing ACP understand how much time we have and how many opportunities there will be. And so not tripping over every single price, every tick that the market makes. So proud of my ACP students. Noah says 10 out of 10. Bobby says 10 out of 10. James says he's loving it. Yo, Roy, I work with a company that can get your course sales up by 100K. Josh Marquez. Bro, wait, hold on. Yo, aren't you the guy that was reselling my fucking chart markups? Aren't you the guy that we kicked out the summit? Hold on. Might be bugging. I gotta check. Josh, is that you? Were you the guy that was taking my chart markups and you started your own Telegram and you were putting your shit on there? Or it says LOL, yes. How the fuck did you get on the stream? How in the fuck did you get on here, bro? You got banned from our server. Joshua Marquez, the fucking loser, bro. Somebody kick him off this, bro. Who's our moderator here? Yeah, we got to deal with that shit, bro. There's no fucking way that we have a bunch of people.
I got him.
Calls like that, bro.
Yeah, I kicked him out, dude. I saw him on the streams the last couple times. I thought maybe like you guys had talked or something. I don't know,
brother. If you guys knew how many moving parts there are going on, if you think I will remember somebody's name, like the fact that I remember you guys' names should really genuinely make you happy. All right, like there's a lot of shit going on. He said Roy never misses, bro. This is not like that was not a joke. If you take my information, the shit that I've worked years to learn and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to learn, all right, just losing money in the markets, and you're gonna just take my shit, repurpose it, and pretend like it's yours, and pretend like you're the one sending out these chart markups, and you're getting a way bigger audience than me, that's gonna piss me the fuck off, right? So it's like I don't take kindly to theft, and I just feel like, yeah, just don't do that, bro. For what? Said boom, we on here. Great to see all of you guys. All right, so clearly we're having a pretty interesting market open. It's very liquid. We have a lot of movement going on. Tomorrow is the Jackson Hole conference, the Jackson Hole symposium. Well, it's 2 days, today and tomorrow, but nobody really cares about all the speakers today. Everyone's waiting for the final event, which is Jerome Powell's speech. Now, why is the Jackson Hole speech so important? Is because we don't have a Fed meeting in August. And so the only way that we get a chance to hear from Jerome is during the Jackson Hole. So typically he gives us an indication of what he's going to do in the September Fed meeting. Now, there's a lot that can happen between the Jackson Hole conference and the September Fed meeting. I think
there you go. There you go. Close that bitch.
All right, Josh, you're going to the weight room. God damn it. There goes my train of thought. All right, long story short, if this thing holds the 88.6, I'm taking the buys. Fucking stop loss below the previous area of structure. Let's do this. Stop loss below the previous low, 10 to 15 points below the low. So we have 908. I'll do 865. Wait for the liquidity grab through the 88.6 zone. Enter on the way back up. It's that simple. All right. And before this thing moves, let me just go through the other pairs. Personally, I'm not buying EURUSD. The reason I have these arrows marked off like this is because I'm waiting for a retracement back inside the range so I can continue shorting EU. We're at the daily lows here. So I personally do not sell at support. You buy low and you sell high. So I only want to be looking for a retracement and then potentially continuation for the sells back down. What's going on here?
Are you in that short?
For what?
Goldie.
Oh, no. But you know I don't trade gold. I know I have more self-respect than that.
IMT. I'm in it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to see 1865. That's all I know. The only trade I would take on gold is this 1865 or 1862, sorry. I know it's a higher time frame play, but I don't really day trade gold. That's just not my thing. Go ahead and do this fib from top to bottom. Perfect. Double top here at the 78. Do we have a closure below the lows? Not really. Yeah, this could be it. This, I don't want to say it, but this could be good. The only thing that's giving me some pause here is this double bottom rejection. Because if you guys look, we have a support level here, and then the body of the candles are closing above that support. We're still forming a higher floor. And then we have a liquidity grab and a break back above. Typically, that's a sign of continuation. But because higher time frame doesn't lie, and the 78 fib is probably the most reliable thing that you can use on gold. You have a beautiful head and shoulders kind of formation. So yeah, if I had to bet on one side, I'd probably bet on the retracement back to the downside. Personally, I won't be taking this. All right, if it does push down, all you need to see is a break below 1912. If you have a break below 1912, there's a very good chance that you'll get the 1902. That's another 100 points. Or sorry, it's another 10 points, 100 pips. So plenty of opportunity there. All right, DXY. DXY, I'm still thinking we can head up to the 104, this double top area, make a double top, and then come in for the retracement, which means that EU could do the opposite, or could do the same thing, but on the opposite direction, push down here to the double bottoms, and then come up for that retracement. So there could be further shorts on EU. I don't sell at support, and so I'm letting that one go for now. All right, let's take a look at NASDAQ, and let's make sure that we don't miss this trade. Did anyone catch the presidential debates yesterday? Put a 1 in the chat, or put something in the chat if you guys caught the debates. Yo, we got Darren Creedy in the house. Yo, Darren, bro, get on the, what's it called? Message me, man. Get on the Zoom call. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, I appreciate everyone being a part of these streams. Happy and safe trading today. Always remind yourself that you are a consistently profitable trader because You have a clearly defined plan of action. You follow that plan of action with discipline. You understand risk management and respect the capital that you are responsible for. A lot of folks, when they get on the charts, it's like, where's the trade? Where's the trade? Where's the trade? And if that's the perspective you're coming from, you will lose money for the rest of your life. Now, the Chart Addicts members, they know different. You kind of have a pre-trading checklist where you're reminding yourself of why you're a profitable trader. You need to look back at some evidence to give yourself that level of confidence, right? Because confidence without evidence is delusion. So when you think back and say, okay, I'm a consistently profitable trader, not because, I know where the market's going, not because I'm going to catch every single trade on the chart, not because, I'm going to pass the challenge in 2 days. I'm a consistently profitable trader because I have a clearly defined system and I have the discipline to effectively not fuck that system up. And I have an understanding and a respect of risk management to know that I'm not going to blow the account. So that's where the checklist really comes in. Yep. Smash that like button. If you guys are on YouTube, Noah, I appreciate you for the reminder. Creedy. Well, if you guys haven't checked out my podcast with Darren, probably one of the best podcasts I've done in a long time. Awesome conversation. Awesome guy. Definitely give him a follow. Creedy Trades, my dude. He says, write it down. Yes, sir. Roy, if you said anything directed towards me, my phone logged me out the Zoom. I'm back. Oh, no, Josh, we're talking about a different Josh, brother. So I don't want you thinking that was you. No, that was somebody else. Josh Luna, this is squad. All right, you're the ACP round 1. All right, almost there. So this is what I love is the market's going to respect the 78 fib. And a lot of folks can go long here. They're going to get like a wick, like just kind of like a rejection here. And a lot of people start to go long because there are multiple confirmations. Here's the pre-session consolidation from yesterday. We had the market push up, and now we're kind of like retesting the top of that zone, like a break and retest. So you have a break and retest, top of the zone, daily support, and we're going to get that 78 fib. So many confirmations at one place. Okay. So naturally, everybody's thinking to themselves, well, Roy, isn't that the entry? Multiple confluence, right? I want the market to go up like this. Typically, what we see is a rejection. Folks will start to chase the market because they expect it to end up right here. And then what happens is massive drawdown. Everybody gets kicked out of their trades. It hits our entry, and their stop loss becomes our entry price. All right, so that's basically what's about to go down, hopefully, if we see all the necessary rejections. One last thing, if you are new to the stream, a lot of people are taught trading in a completely fraudulent way, which means that somebody is so, I want to say delusional about their trading that they'll say things like the market will do this. The market has to retest the zone. The market is going to do blank. If anybody talks to you in absolutes when it comes to markets, they're fucking lying. I don't care how good they are. I don't care how much money they make. At some point, they're going to blow every single dime that they have. If anybody speaks in absolutes about a game where there are no absolutes, you're gonna be in for a world of hurt. All right, it's the same thing like the weather. I was actually talking to Dr. Olson about this, the founder of Oanda. Shout out to Oanda. All right, so when he told me that when he was developing the original system to sell to the European banks, they weren't basing it off of hard sciences. Like the markets are not a hard science. There are no 1 + 1 = 2. What they did is they studied physics. They studied weather. They studied things that were predictable, but that were also, there was no absolute there. And this is why you guys check the weather app. It's right most of the time, but not all the time, because there's that unpredictability factor. So when you start looking at trading, instead of looking at it like a hard science where there has to be an answer, like you drop the ball, gravity says it will go down. The markets are more so about probabilistic weighted decision making. There, you are more likely to see this outcome than this other outcome. Now, the reason that that's important is that's how I build scenarios. When the market is giving me confirmations, I don't tell myself, oh, it gave me all these things, it will go up. What I tell myself is, as long as, so I do what if scenario building, okay, or if then scenario building. If the market respects, rejects, and retests that 88% zone, breaks back above, and I see that, and I see a closure above those two fib levels, I will enter a buy position. So now it's not me trying to impose my own expectations on what the market should do. Because you guys know we don't control the next candle. I don't fucking have any say in what the next candle is going to do. But for some reason, we feel like we do. We feel like there's an element of control. That's why we like to watch the charts. The only thing I can control is when I enter, how big I enter, and when I get out. The decisions that I make. So my if-then scenario building is if these things happen, then I will react this way. Not like, oh, the market has to do blank. Do you guys see the difference? A lot of people are like, what? You know, I married a bias and I just kept entering the same trade, but I just kept losing and losing and losing. How does that happen? Because you're expecting an absolute outcome as opposed to looking at an if-then scenario building based on a probability weighted decision sort of framework. All right. Might have lost a few of you guys there. Hopefully not. Drop a like if you're on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, that means you're a Chart Addicts member and you're on the Zoom call. And it's great to have you guys here and gals. I had that mindset yesterday and had to check myself. Thanks for saying that for sure. But I need a daily reminder. Like I tell everybody, and I even said this in the course the other day, trading psychology is irrelevant until you actually start making money. Because that's where the real problems come in. When you're losing and you learn how to lose and all this stuff, we're human, right? We have trauma response. Our brain is going to rationalize anything and we're going to be able to move on from the loss. But what's even harder is when you start winning consistently and you just feel like you're on the top of the world and you feel like it won't stop. And you turn 5K to 15K in that week. The next week, your funded account, you make another 5K. And then the day after that, you make another 7K after you just hit the payout button. And it's just coming in. And you feel like, bro, I did it. I finally made it to that point. I'm going to keep cruising 100K days. Let's go. And as soon as you get into that mindset, the markets will humble you. So that's why where I'm at today, I understand there are no shortcuts to this. If I want to make more money, go get more fucking capital. There's nothing else to it. Find a strategy that can consistently yield you a result. Master that strategy like the back of your hand on a $200, $500, $2,000 account. Okay? Once you do that, your job is to go get as much capital as humanly possible so you can effectively, you don't have to over leverage, you don't have to over trade. Same strategy, same results, much more money. Okay? So that's the journey I'm at right now. I've tried to, play God, quote unquote, where you really feel like you beat the markets. I understand exactly what's happening now. The market is my friend. All right. Now, granted, market makers are trying their best to get retail to do certain things, but because I'm aware of what these actions are, I'm aware of the reaction that they're trying to elicit out of me. I don't give them the satisfaction. I'm in full control over my own trading because I understand what they're trying to do. And because of that, now I no longer have an adversarial relationship with the markets, and I'm just literally trading my fucking strategy. 88.6, it either will or it won't. That's where everybody should get to in trading. Okay, you close, like right before you close the laptop and you look at this thing, it's like it either will reject or it won't. The second you start to project your own expectation, that's where you get too married to a bias, and there's like a goggles that get put over your eyes where you can't see the truth. It says Creedy in the building, smash the like button. ICT trade and teach like that. The ICT trade and teach like that. I don't really know what that means. I think it's a compliment. I don't know. Who knows? It's long overdue. I really do need to connect with Michael. And Michael did promise he was going to come to the FX Summit 2024. So I know he's an honorable guy. I know that he's a man of his word. And yeah, I'm hoping he sticks to it because I'd love to see ICT out there. I'd love to see the ICT community come out. And a lot of the folks that we have speaking, even the funded traders that were speaking at the conference this year, tons of them learned from ICT. So I think it would be great to have ICT on there with all of his top students. Just, yeah, that would be absolutely incredible. That's why I don't answer my text messages. Like every time I pull up my phone, I read something, I'm like, what the fuck did I just read? How did you get my number? That's absolutely nuts. CA members, some of you guys have my number, right? Like I gave it to you. If you get my number out of nowhere, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? All right, let me read some of these. Shreyar says, do you wait for rejections off of your zones or just enter preemptively? Great question. Excellent question. Incredible question. I have to see a rejection. And I have to get credit. I have to give credit to Natalia for this one, but she gave me this kind of framework because I was explaining my 3-step system, which is in our course. It's like the breakthrough, break above, whatever. And she has something similar with the 3 R's. And I think that analogies and fucking acronyms are the easiest way to memorize stuff. It's respect, reject, and retest. And that's literally what I'm looking for all the time. I'm gonna see it respect the zone, meaning price comes up and at least there's a reaction here. The market could have retraced here, it could have retraced here, it could have retraced here. Why is it retracing at this level right here? That means that it's respecting that, it's respecting the price zone that we've listed here. Then when we see a rejection, it shows that there's buying pressure at that level. So buyers are likely to step in if they show us that they're there. If buyers don't show us that they're at this level, like if this thing just keeps milking through and there's no rejection at all, buyers have not shown us that they're willing to step in. And if the first couple buyers that usually cause that rejection aren't even willing to step in, what makes you think the rest of the market's going to pile in? They won't. And so once, if we don't see that rejection, it shows there's not enough buying pressure to shift that momentum back up. And that's where we just don't enter the trade. Now, last but not least, you can get both. Like right now, the market is about to reject the 78 a little bit, but then it's going to break through. So the last layer of confirmation is going to be waiting for that retest, because the retest is going to be that line of defense against this thing just keep dropping, or you actually get a push back up. Now, this will happen on the smaller time frame. So if I'm looking for those 3 things, I'll probably go down to the 30-minute to look for that push through, break up, and retest. But just for the sake of not getting too caught up in the smaller time frames, I'm on the 1 hour here, and I'm just going to wait, kind of watch this through. Very good chance that we just completely crash through, people. I'm still going to get my lick right here. Okay, you guys, Chart Addicts members, you guys know exactly where my TPs are set. TP1, TP2. It's about a 1.2 to 1. If we make it to this first take profit, that's where I'll be putting my stops to break even, and that's where I'll be taking partial profits. So I had some people ask me some questions after yesterday's stream, or 2 streams ago, which is, you took partial profits, so is it really a 4 to 1 R? The answer is no. Right? If I risk $1,000 and I'm supposed to make 4,000, but because I'm taking partials, I only make 3,000. That's not a 1 to 4. It's a 1 to 3. I get it. I leave a runner. And so I don't actually have a hard target. And so whereas the hard target would be a 4 to 1, my real target is so far ahead that even that 10% or 20% of the trade running is going to even out 4 to 1, whatever. Okay. I'm not going to go too deep into that. If it makes you feel better, or if it gives you a sense of perspective, if this is most likely where I'll be taking partial profits. And so you can do your analysis based on the fact this is a 1.2 to 1. But because I'm holding the rest of the position, that's not actually true. It's a 4 to 1. And yeah. So this is why it's important to understand theoretical returns versus realized returns. And to go do that side by side and to figure out, look, if I just actually hold all my trades, I'll make way more money. Or you look at the theoretical versus realized returns and realize, dude, every time I'm closing in blue, I'm just making money. There's nothing else to it. So that's about as simple as it gets. The 3 R's, that's good. Yeah, shout out to Natalia Salinas for that. So you see rejections on the lower time frame or the higher? I see the rejection on the higher time frame. I see it respect the zone on the higher time frame, and I look for the retest on the smaller time frame. Yo, great question, bro. I like this guy. People that get on here and like don't ask any questions or just expect me to do all the work, like one day I'm gonna just stop doing these streams again. When you're asking questions, you can at least get something that's so specific to your situation, you can actually make progress. So I'm gonna give you guys 2 options here, just in terms of how to work with us, because I know I'm getting some of those questions here. Number 1, if you want to learn how to trade, you can come learn how to trade directly from me. I do a 14-day coaching program, and we have a few other coaches, but for now, I'm kind of taking lead on that. 14-day personalized coaching. If you're looking to take your trading to the next level, make sure to reach out and apply for that program. Now, if you don't really have an interest in learning how to trade for yourself, we also have signals. Come and take my trades and take my trade signals. I'm going to be back on Enigma this week. So I'll be sending out intraday trading signals. Yo, speaking of which, literally as soon as I said that, I got an alert from Enigma. Oh, shit. As soon as I said that, I just got a trade alert. Some of you guys who have the Enigma app know that the GCAD trade just got sent. That's fucking hilarious. Talk about timing. So I will be sending my signals. It's 99 bucks a month, right? The coaching is about $5,000. If you're a Chart Addicts member, it's going to be less, probably half that or less. So the whole point of the coaching program is this is the last stop. After that coaching program, you're going to realize that trading is for you, and you now have everything that you need, and you'll never need another course. Or you're going to realize exactly what you need to do to become successful, and realize that you're not willing to do it and just walk away. That's my guarantee. Now, there's a money back guarantee too. So if you don't get if we do not produce these results that we can measure, like win rate, profitability, risk and reward, and we can't improve those metrics, you get all your money back and no harm, no foul. I think it's the single greatest opportunity that anyone's ever offered in Forex. And I genuinely think that if you're serious about trading for 10, 15, 20 years, this is going to be where you want to start. Because you could be making 20 grand a month on prop firms, but you're not. And the knowledge that you're lacking to get to that point is costing you 20 grand a month. Okay, so you're literally costing yourself 20 grand a month and probably another year, 2 years, whatever, by not knowing how to make 20 grand a month. Does that make sense? Okay, side note. Now, if that's too much, enigmafx.app. We'd love to see you guys there. Go ahead and sign up and just copy and paste the signals. It's not rocket surgery. Okay, glad to have you back on the live streams. Raymond Briggs, good to see you too, brother. Been a long time no see. When do you go down to the lower time frames? Do you execute specific candle for confirmations or anything that is a valid retest? Dylan 4X. That's a great question. And I prefer to leave that one for the Chart Addicts members. I got to leave some sauce. Got to leave some, got to leave something for the folks. Now, make sure you guys hit like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Great to see all of you guys here. Let's go through, see if there's any opportunities forming. All right, let's take a look at gold real quick. Gold did exactly what we were talking about. We had that support form and that breakthrough. Now, that doesn't mean the market's going to keep flying. We do have to be patient when it comes to the initial move. But here's what I got. All right, you guys see support, support, liquidity grab, equal wicks, bodies closed above support, and now we're kind of pushing above. We've already broken above these areas of consolidation. So if the market closes like this, very good chance it continues to the upside. The 78 fib is not an exact measurement. Like sometimes it will go a bit above before it reverses. So until we break above these fib levels and close above, I would just wait. If we do close above them, then just look for the 78 retest to go long. It's really that simple. There's still a chance that the market shorts, but for now, I personally would not be going short on this because you're in a bullish trend. The momentum is bullish. You've already violated liquidity, grabbed that support, weak volume, and now you have a bullish engulfing. If the bullish engulfing closes above this area of consolidation, yeah, buyers have full control. Nothing really to it. Nothing too much about that. Okay. BTC massive crash might have a little bit more of a dip, but I do see a rebound here pretty soon. And yeah, so that's simple. How to work on being fixed to one bias and be real with the fact that you could be wrong. I feel like I struggle with this often. Okay, so great question again. There are 4 main reasons why traders are fearful or just uncomfortable in their trading. Number 1 is the fear of losing money. Very obvious. No one wants to lose money. It sucks. Resources, right? We have a 10,000-year-old biology to preserve our resources, to procreate and preserve the species, and to protect. So when you're like in drawdown, you feel this natural sensation of wanting to close. That is your body's biological hardwiring telling you, hey, get out of danger. right? There's a wild animal there. Get out of danger, hide, take the money off the table. And so the markets are specifically built because, I mean, the current markets and the current algorithmic price delivery is built with an absolute understanding of human nature. Okay, the market knows your human nature better than you do, which is why, you know, and even social media is like, take any company today, they probably know more about you than you do. Not in terms of what you like, but it's in terms of human nature and how you react. Because how else can a social media company keep you on there for 4 or 5 hours without you consciously agreeing to do that? How else could the markets keep you taking extra trades, over leverage, without you seemingly having any conscious control over it? Is because your biological hardwiring is to stay out of danger, to protect from danger, to stay right where you're at, and to, you know, every once in a while go for a home run. That's the natural wiring. So now once you understand your natural biology, your job is to use your conscious mind, your conscious awareness, to counteract that with those biological habits, those unconscious biological, I don't even know what to call them. I don't want to call them like, I don't want to use the wrong term because you're not a slave to them, but they're just deeply ingrained. So now when it comes to holding a trade, being married to a bias, you have to ask yourself, what am I scared of? Am I scared of being wrong, losing money, missing out, leaving money on the table? The 4 fears. Okay, I'll go through those. Losing money, being wrong, missing out, and leaving money on the table. So you see everybody in the group chat making money, even though you're supposed to stop trading. Like, fuck, bro, like the one day the markets are moving, the one day I take a day off, everybody else is making money. Let me just get in on the action, in and out, and I'll be done, right? Fear of missing out. And you just blow all the money. We get really pissed. The fear of leaving money on the table. You know you should close, you know the move is done. Technically speaking, it already hit resistance, but you're like, bro, but it could run for another 3R, 4R. I don't want to leave money on the table, so let me just hold it for a little bit longer. Let me just hold it to the second TP. The fear of leaving money on the table so you're not closing the right trades and holding all the wrong ones. The fear of being wrong, all right? Now you guys got to understand it. Unless you're a public figure, nobody really gives a fuck except for your results, right? I'm a public figure. I am putting my reputation on the line right this second. Now that's real pressure. I'm putting my money on the line by taking this trade. I'm putting my reputation on the line by calling this trade out confidently. And I'm putting my company, Chart Addicts' reputation on the line because some dickheads will be in here, you know, over leveraging on the trade. If it doesn't work out, there's going to be a ton of backlash, whatever it might be. Now that's real pressure. And if I'm not letting that get in the way of my decision making, and if I'm showing you and demonstrating how to be rock solid in terms of understanding your responsibilities and what you're supposed to be doing on the charts, then you know, that's kind of where you have to get to. You got to get to the point where I'm at right now. So if you don't have an audience, if there's nobody going to be clapping outside for you when you win or shitting on you when you lose, then remove that pressure. Remove the undue pressure. There is nobody there. I understand your family needs money, but they don't give a fuck if you caught the GU trade. They don't care. Take the pressure off. All right? That's the best thing to do. Remove those expectations. That's how a sentiment of the market is created. Appreciate that answer. Very professional. Of course, brother. This is what we do. You guys will realize very quickly that Chart Addicts is, I mean, obviously I'm on these streams and, you know, I like to have fun and I might have a drink every once in a while in the streams, and that's me, right? I'm not going to fucking pretend to be something for you guys. I'm not going to pretend to be something for social media. That's what everyone's doing, and create a false idol that you guys will be like, oh, that guy's perfect. I'm going to follow people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm human, right? And I'm a damn good human. Don't get it wrong. I'm fucking built like that to handle anything, to handle any sorts of pressure, but I'm still human. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be anything I'm not. But the one thing I will tell you guys is when you get on these streams and you spend 30 minutes with me, nothing else really compares. You're going to go to somebody else's stream, listen to them for about 5-10 minutes on IG Live and be like, what the fuck is this person talking about? This is just regurgitated bullshit. The difference between anybody regurgitating information that they read somewhere and being able to add more context to it, right? Nuance, it's all about experience. Right? If I tell you guys, hey, don't over leverage, because over leverage is where most traders lose. I could read that in a fucking Mark Douglas book. and just start a whole course around it, right? No. When I tell you that 2 years ago, every single fucking week, I'd make money. I'd be up a couple $1,000. By Friday, I would just be like, oh, one more trade, just one more trade and I'll walk away. One more trade and I'll walk away. You guys ever told yourself that? One more trade and I'll walk away. That's the start of the most dangerous sequence of events, right? And then I'll blow all the money back on Friday, plus more. And that'll just lead to a lot of disappointment. It'll lead to a lot of resentment. All weekend, I'm pissed off, backtesting the shit out of it. What did I do wrong? It's not backtesting, bro. It's a decision for me to walk away. Now, that little story I just told you, okay? The reason that it hit a lot of you, like, it was so relevant. You're like, damn, that's exactly what I'm doing now, right? Because you can hear it that I've been there. There's a level of nuance there that's just experience. I've been in your shoes. And so now once you guys can trust that I've been in your shoes and I am where I'm at now, the information is no longer just like, yeah, like, I guess I shouldn't over leverage. It's like, look, that dude said he lost for 2 fucking years because he refused to stop over leveraging. And he said stopping over leveraging was all he needed to do. Let me just fucking listen to this guy before I get my hand bit by the same tiger that bit his hand. You guys get what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys are taking that away from these streams is there are levels to this shit. And I'm here to show you those levels. There's a level of understanding about trading that nobody else really has because I genuinely don't think they've done the personal work. Because they were while they were busy posting fucking supercars and shit on social media and flexing and making, course money and all this stuff, I was out here learning how to trade, taking trades, blowing money, getting it back, recouping my account, taking challenges, losing challenges, comparing myself to fake results because these guys are posting, fake results. So that is the real shit. Yeah. So if anybody's convincing you that you're the lifestyle and posting stuff and you got to be showing off and all this shit, it will distract you. And somebody in here is not doing any of that and just taking the trades and working on themselves daily, and they will be fucking rich. Not rich like, oh, $1 million dropped on their doorstep. Rich as in, okay, you can make 20 to 50K a month. You can make 100K a month in trading because you now have that skill set. All right, step 1 has just been hit. So price is kind of respecting the fib, but I don't see a rejection yet. So I want to see a bit of a rejection here before I enter, just so we don't get clapped. For those wondering, I am still holding that trade from Monday, but I closed the majority of my position. So I originally had 30 lots on. I originally had 30 lots, and I only have 1 or half a standard left, like a runner kind of situation. All right, you guys can see this was the entry, the Wix buy limit, great entry. Right now, price comeback, it's retested the 88.6 fib. It is rejecting that zone, and I really want to go long here, but I want to see at least 1 rejection. My favorite trades are where the market goes through my buy level and then pushes back up. A lot of folks, they're so fixated on a strategy that they're like, yo, but Roy said when it gets to the 88, it's going to pop up. And so what they'll do is they'll enter here with tight stops, not knowing that the market is going to kick them out of their tight stops and continue. There's nuance to everything. When you enter at resistance, everyone's like, oh, I'm just going to enter at resistance. It's going to keep dropping. No. It's going to get to resistance, and then it's going to push up 1 more time before it drops. Like, this is how these things work. So that's the difference between a new trader and I would say a bit of a more experienced trader. Real talk, bro. You keep it real and give hella wisdom at the same time. It was a pleasure meeting you at the summit. Ellington McCoy, bro. Good meeting you too, brother. I wish I could pull up the profile picture so I could see faces. I'm a lot better with faces than names, but great to have you on the stream, bro. Really. Who's fake, bro? Spill the fake list. Man, you guys want me to get into some trouble. You guys want me to fucking there's a lot of fakers out here, man. Use your own fucking judgment. And this is kind of like a litmus test. Okay. If you cannot identify who's a fraud and who's not in this industry, you probably have no business trading. Trading is an extremely complicated game. It requires you to be very mature. It requires you to understand your opponent, which is the market makers who are designing this price delivery. So if you can't even tell who's faking and who's not, because you guys are traders, like at some point, you're going to realize what it takes to be a successful trader. All right. How the fuck are you on a boat 24/7 or like always driving around or detailing some shit, whatever, and you're working on emotional maturity and you're working on discipline and you have a plan of action that you trust and you're not fucking it up? When the fuck did you have time to grow? So that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's very, very obvious. And here's the number one thing. If someone owns their own broker, everything is now out the window. I used to trust verified track records. Guys, I'm entering a small position here at the 88.6. I'm entering a small buy position here at the 88.6. I'm going to split my entry. I'm going to do a third of my entry. I'll do another third on the breakthrough if we see that as well. Stops below previous area of structure. We did 875. That's a little bit too close though. It's gonna have to be 850. That's about 120 points. That's not good. Here's what I'll do is I'll put it below this area of structure right here. I'll put it at 900. That'll put us about 70 points. I'm okay with that. Let's run it up. I never set hard take profits because I'm generally trying to trade in the direction of the trend. When you're trading in the direction of the trend, it's going to break the high. Right? It's going to continue. That's the whole point of a continuation. Guys, I understand this is a savage candle. On the 4 hour, this is a savage candle. I'm not looking for a complete flip here, but let's see if we can at least get some sort of rejection. All right, 15,087 is TP1. So we get that rejection up. I'm going to move my stops to break even, enter at the 61. Did I get all the confirmations I was looking for? Not yet, which is why I'm splitting up my entry. So I'm splitting it up based on those 3 R's. 1 on the respect, 2 on the rejection, and then the third one on the retest. All right, pretty cool. Gonna end up going a bit closer. Yeah, the 4 hour just looks like it's gonna just straight bleed through, no remorse. But the strategy is the strategy. Let it play. What's your thoughts on crypto going into 2023? Yo, we didn't even talk about the presidential debates. Who watched the presidential debates yesterday? Where you think that the overall market is bullish or bearish? There's no thinking, Dale. I explain this all the time in the course, is that a lot of people have an opinion about bullish or bearish when directional bias has a definition to it. Okay, so if we have a series of higher floors, we have a series of higher ceilings forming, the market is the market is by definition in a bullish trend. So then we had a retracement here since November of 2021. So we had lower highs forming and lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then at some point in November of last year, we had that shift back up. Now we're making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And so as long as we continue to respect this higher low, which right now appears to be right here, as long as we're respecting the higher lows, then the market is still bullish. So overall, weekly time frame, market is bullish for sure. Now, if we go into the smaller time frames, have we had a bit of a rejection? Have we broken through the zone? Can we come down to retest? Sure. Overall, the market is still bullish, and I always like to trade with the trend. So let me go ahead and erase some of these things to keep it from being too messy. These are the levels I'm watching. So it's either going to reject from one of these levels. We first took 4 or 5 buys at 15K, made money. Market came down to 14,700. I got hit and my stop losses got hit, but I did end up re-entering that trade. Caught that trade the next day, and it was beautiful. Now, last but not least, we caught a retest entry on Monday. The most precision entry I just showed you guys, and we caught that buy move up. Today, the market is coming back to retest that same exact zone that we've been buying at. Now, granted, this looks extremely aggressive, and there's a good chance we just violate straight through. But we're at a daily support level, daily support, resistance, and then potentially support again. We have bullish momentum that's already shown itself. Bullish momentum meaning we were in a retracement, and the market shifted aggressively back the other direction. You can tell it's a shift based on the size of the bullish candles, based on the preceding bearish candles. Last but not least, we have a closure above the previous structural high, which indicates that buyers have control and have kind of created a range here where buyers now have that control. So we break back above, This is where we'd be looking. This is kind of the sort of trade that we'd be looking for as long as the market respects the higher floor. So the last piece of this puzzle is the market has to respect this zone. And if it does not, and it breaks below that area right here, then we have a continuation down. That's about as straightforward as I can get. That's how I describe what's happening with NASDAQ in terms of direction. All right, any questions, comments, concerns? How we feeling, people? It's 11:10. I have a haircut appointment at 11:30. Preety says, I don't think I have access to the Zoom link. But bro, somebody who's a moderator, somebody please get Darren the Zoom link. Darren, you're on Discord, right, brother? All right, somebody send it to him on Twitter. Somebody send it to him somewhere. That's my boy. Who's out here locked out of the fucking Zoom call right now? Just say Q Banks, bro. Literally everything you said goes back to him. What's crazy is it's not Q. Now, Q does own his own broker, and there are some, some things that people have said, whatever. But the thing is, I've seen Q trade, and like all bullshit aside, the dude actually can trade. Now, I don't know if he does trade. Like, I'm not his fucking mother. Like, I don't fucking hate, the guy can trade. That's a fact. I've seen him break it down. I've seen him take the entries. I've seen him hold big drawdown. I've seen him wait till it actually breaks structure, not just close because of the numbers. I've seen him do all that in a masterful way. Like, just trust up close and personal. Some of these guys are very impressive. Now, real results, real withdrawals, guys, I give up, right? All I know is I'm legit. All I know is what I can control. All I know is the people that I allow to be in Chart Addicts. All I know is that the educators and traders that we bring on to Chart Addicts are all legit. All I know is the people that I'm now interviewing and the people that I'm surrounding myself with in terms of the FX Summit conference, in terms of the podcast, they're all legit. Otherwise, I don't think TradingView would have given us that chance to be the sponsor of these streams and the podcast. It's a real deal. So there are a ton of frauds. You guys can use your own discretion. Q can trade, but even he said it in every podcast that me and him have, that he's not a trader anymore. He's an entrepreneur, right? He's graduated. And that's what everyone here should be doing. You guys, when you're broke, all you think about is money. And I understand that. I've been there. At some point, you have enough to pay your bills. You have enough to take care of that thing that's always on your mind every fucking second. And then after that, you're like, I want to go challenge myself or provide some kind of value or just do something else. Everyone's like, well, no, I just want to keep scaling my trading forever. Now you're like making $100 a month, or sorry, 100 million a month, and then $1 billion a month, and then what? What the fuck do you need the money for if you don't have any sense of, if you don't have any hobbies, if you don't have any joys, if you don't have any passions? What the fuck is the money for? If you don't have a purpose, if you don't have something to give back, right? So a lot of the folks that we see that are no longer like solely focused on trading, you also got to keep in mind that at some point, bro, you got to grow as a person. Take this money and go open a school. Take this money and go help somebody. Take this money, go start another business that you love. But also, if you want to, bro, say a little shady, saying so, I don't know.
Yo, Roy, tell Creedy to check his Twitter.
Creedy, check your Twitter, brother. Appreciate you, Bryce. What do you risk per trade? Whatever I feel like, brother. Now, all jokes, it's a specific percentage, and every single time I risk on a trade, it's specifically a percentage of my overall account. People have to use common sense. If someone says they're flipping 100 to a mil, it should be, oh, there it is. The gloves are now off. Yeah, I ain't doing that. No, I mean, look, I also don't like the hater culture that's around that. I started a $150 account. In the first week, it went up to about $550. I withdrew everything but the original. The next week, I took it up to $790, and I withdrew another $400. And so right now, the account's sitting about $480 or some shit. And so the goal is to take it to $1,500, from $1,500 to $5K, and then from 5 to 10. Now at 10, that's where you got to take a second to be like, all right, bro, like, let me withdraw 5K, and then let me take the 5K now to 25. And so how you grow these accounts is very specific. When you say 100 to a mil, yeah, that sounds fucking stupid. But when you say 100 to 5, from 5 to 1,500, from 15 to 5K, from 5K to 25, and from 25 to let's call it from 25 to 75, that's a realistic path that you can take. And will it take let's say 6 months or however long it might, yeah, for sure. But I'm determined to do it. And I feel a lot less pressure trading that low ass account than I do trading the prop firm accounts that I have. So it's possible. You trade like once or twice a month. Bro, I was talking to Bob Elliott the other day, and he told me the best traders trade like 3 times a year because they're holding trades year in, year out. And they'll only adjust if there's something crazy happening or something massive, like a shift in NASDAQ or a shift in EURUSD, like where it's completely shifting. That's where they'll do it. Yo, I also want to give a massive shout out to Ali, bro, to Ali Trades. Ali Ahmed. Ali Ahmed won the trading challenge in 2022 at the FX Summit. He came in first place, won the prizes, awesome stuff. Since then, absolutely crushing it. You know, we'll flip $5,000 accounts to 40 grand. We'll flip, you know, 3K to 15K in 2 weeks. The guy's really, really sharp, and he seems to just be in his season. Now, in 2023, showed up to the summit. He really wanted to speak. I said, buddy, let me get one more year. And he's now literally crushing it. He's got prop firm payouts coming in from all these different props. He is flipping personal accounts, building. And I just want to give him mad props because the guy is staying coachable and humble, wants to do the fundamentals course, wants to, you know, that's the attitude, people. He won. He's on top of the game. He's making all the money he can possibly make. And all he wants to do is be a student. Like that's the type shit. That's where I'm at. I was making money trading. I was like, let me do the podcast. Let me learn more. Let me fucking learn from these people. Because if Q is giving me this info on the side, let me see if I can get him to really open up on camera. Like staying a student, even though I had something that was working for me. Maybe I should just stuck to that. Who knows in hindsight? The fake traders' target audience are people that have no chance in the market. So it's a smart business move because those people are the majority. That's why they get more followers. Huh. When do you think you have the keys to the market? They changed the lock. Love that, Greedy. Love that, love that. That's where market cycles do shift. If everybody starts to figure it out, the edge is gone. Dylan, this is really, really that's a really good point, brother. The fake traders' target audience are people that have no chance in the markets. So it's a smart business move because those people are a majority. That's why they get more followers. Yeah, that about makes sense. You got people who have no chance, and it's like, well, let me just take all your money before the market does. So, oh wait, they're going to do both. They're going to lose to the market and lose to the scammers. No. Also, if you guys are in South Florida, I am competing in a kickboxing match in mid-October. I'll be fighting with the Goat Shed Gym down in Wynwood. They have a tournament. They're going to try to fit me on that card. We're still waiting. I have no idea who the fuck I'm going to fight. Hopefully it's not some Russian dude. Both of his eyes look in different directions and shit. He got the cauliflower ears and shit, but I'm walking out the ring. If I walk in there and the guy is from Thailand or he's fucking Russian and he's got the cauliflower ears, I'm walking out. My coach, Roy, where are you going? You can't just walk. Bro, yes, the fuck I can. I ain't doing that shit. Motherfucker wrestling bears and shit. I am not a bear, people. Says tell Creedy to check his Twitter. Said, bro, that's awesome. Excited for you. Yeah, Bryce, bro, love and respect, and I really appreciate you putting me on to that gym. It's the single greatest. I mean, fuck, dude, we did the summit this year. But I'd say really starting to go to GoChat consistently, meeting the folks there and getting back into training was one of the best things that's happened to me this year. The environment there has kept me so sharp throughout the summit prep, throughout trading, throughout all the different things that we're doing. And the level of performance at that gym is just next level, dude. I love being around high performers. I love challenging myself. But I met Gina Valentina the other day at the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? I was sparring with Aljamain Sterling. Goddamn, Kamaru Usman and OBJ were there. Did I mention Gina Valentina? You know what I'm saying, bro? It's crazy. You just never know who you're gonna meet. You never know what you're gonna expect. It's a crazy, crazy place. So I'd love to see all you guys out there. I'd love to see you guys come out and represent. Who do you got? Islam versus Charles. Bro, look, I love Charles, and he kind of represents a piece of me. You know, like the underdog. God put a mission in your heart, and you are a champion to the bottom of your core. I believe that. Some fights, brother, you just got to stay away from. All right. I don't see in any universe where Charles beats Islam unless Islam is off his game. Now, if they can get into Islam's head in the prep and really fuck with him and really start to have him second guess his moves and kind of, all this stuff, then for sure Oliveira has a chance. It's a fight. Anyone always has a chance. Look at the first fucking fight. He made Oliveira, the champion, look like a fucking child, bro. Made him look like a fucking kid. So yeah, personally, I think some fights. Also, I'm going to be in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, October 21st. I will be in Abu Dhabi. We're going to be going to the UFC 294. I'll be seeing the Funded Trader folks. I'll be meeting with Raja Banks. I'll be meeting with Umar, everybody else in Dubai. If you guys want to do a meet and greet and you're in that region, I'll definitely love to see you guys there. I'll also be going to the Bitcoin Expo. Got invited by a few sponsors to go to the Bitcoin or the Blockchain Expo in Abu Dhabi from the 23rd to the 25th. So if anyone is in that region, you guys can make a quick trip over there. Come and see us. We'll be there for sure. Yes, sir. I'm planning on doing another MMA fight this winter. Bryce, tell me first, bro. Tell me first. I'm gonna be in that corner. All right. I'll be the best corner man of all time. Don't let him bully you, son. Don't let him bully you, Bryce. He's bullying you. All right. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, this is so fucking boring. You guys see how boring trading is? Literally, price is still at my break. Like, okay, so this is I got down to the 1 minute chart and just looking at what's happening here. I see a nice little inverse head and shoulders. Good chance we pop up, but look how many minutes. Like, I'm pretty sure I entered this trade at like, one. So probably about 25 minutes or 20 minutes since we entered the trade. All right, y'all. So I typically do not stay on the charts after 11:30. Personally, just based on my own trading plan, the longer I stay on the charts, especially after that peak time for me, which is, from, I'm not going to say the kill times. You guys know what they are if you're a Chart Addicts member. After that time, typically I make mistakes. I close trades early. I enter more positions. I just get out. That's when all my meetings usually start happening, is about 11:30. So I'm walking away. I'm going to let this thing run. If it hits stop loss, so be it, because I've accepted the risk. If you have not accepted the risk, chances are you're probably over leveraged. And so I'd probably cut that down right now. If you're uncomfortable with this trade, cut down the risk right now until to a level where you can hold. And then just let this thing play out. Okay. If the bears want to crush, all the early buyers, perfect. We'll come back tomorrow at Jackson Hole. If it pushes up, make sure that you secure your partial profits at TP1, which is going to be 15, let's call it 85. And make sure you put your stops and break even. Okay. Any last questions, comments, concerns before we hop off? Creedy says we're leaving with something. Nah, see, I don't do that anymore because that's just it's a losing battle. Islam's exactly the guy you were talking about, wrestling bears since 3 years old. Yeah, brother. Yo, Roy, why don't you like SPX 500? Roy, is the Dubai FX Summit schedule fixed? Could you give us some insights? Let me go through these one by one. SPX, I used to trade SPX exclusively from 2020 and 2021. Halfway through 2021, I stopped trading S&P. I started trading, I went from trading gold in 2019 and 2020 to S&P 500. And then in 2021, I shifted over to NAS because I look at macroeconomics and I started to see that technology, especially during COVID, was going to outperform these cyclical stocks or these kind of industrial stocks. Industrial stocks were starting to take a hit. They were all overpriced. Tech stocks were just coming up. We had Facebook, Amazon, Google, Netflix, the FANG stocks taking over the markets. And so that's where I realized I had much better opportunity in a money printing environment to take advantage of these high risk investments. More money ended up in the tech stocks than it did in the industrials, especially because they were printing a shit ton of it in 2020, 2021. The biggest companies in the world, like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, people were buying those stocks up. And then the companies themselves were using this bailout money to go and buy back their own shares at this discounted price. So there was a lot of fucking money going into the stock market, and it's going to happen again. Every time the Fed prints money, buy the fucking tech stocks, at least for the next 5 to 10 years, because that is the future of this economy. All right. Little fucking side note for you guys. If you didn't learn anything from this stream, chances are you got a mental disorder or something, because that was some heat. Kind of gave out a little bit more info than I would like, but actually, fuck that. We don't hold back. All right. We do not hold back. I give you guys every piece of info that I had about that thing. In terms of the presidential debates, I think it was very interesting. I'm going to give you guys my predictions here because I am really fucking good at predicting stuff. And so I just want to be able to do this so I can say I told you so. So let me give you guys my prediction for the for the Republican primaries. I'd say Trump is going to be in the lead for sure. He is the candidate for the Republican Party if nothing else changes. And here's going to be my rankings for the others. Okay, I would say Vivek is capturing the majority of the country right now because folks who are in the middle, they don't want a DeSantis. They don't want a Scott. They don't want a Nikki Haley. They don't want nobody wants a fucking Chris Christie. All right, I don't know who the fuck is talking about Chris Christie. I'm gonna cut that shit out. So I'd say Vivek, and I would say DeSantis, and then in third place, this is pretty tough, but I would either say Tim Scott. I think Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, or fucking Chris Christie. But this is a tough one. I'm gonna put Nikki Haley because she actually does seem to be garnering a lot of attention and a lot of support. So I think this is gonna be my top three. And I think at the end, it's either gonna be Trump versus Vivek or Trump versus DeSantis. Judging by DeSantis's actions yesterday or kind of how he was talking, the guy's got no shot. He's probably preparing himself to run next time. And so he's staying out of the way. He doesn't have a lot of dirt on him. So he's kind of just not taking any fire, putting his face out there. I think he's going to do that. Vivek, dude, I met Vivek 2 weeks ago at Patrick Bet-David's. It was like Patrick Bet-David was hosting his own town hall meeting. And then there was a VIP event after because at the Vault, at the Valuetainment office down here, they have a cigar lounge. So me, Graham Stephan from the Iced Coffee Hour, my brother, my boy Jesus, and Vivek Ramaswamy, Patrick Bet-David. This is the most retarded group of people I've ever seen. So Vivek is talking about his policies, not what he thinks the world is or speaking in these slogans. The guy literally went through piece by piece policy. Okay, he wants to take down the education system or the Department of Education. How? He said, take the $80 billion, give it to every single family, allow more school choice so that parents who live in a shitty area can take their kids somewhere else because now they'll have $12,000 to be able to move to a better area. Now, school choice is going to create better opportunity, put more pressure on the school systems to do better. And so he's just kind of breaking down step by step. I'm like, bro, I haven't heard a real sense of policy from anybody running for president in the last 20 years. So the dude definitely has my vote. Is he going to win? Probably not. I think that the establishment is not going to let him have it. I think they'd rather have a President Trump. But he has my vote. My conscience is clean if I vote for him. So yeah, straight up. He was actually pretty chill with his answers. That thing was a real shit show. Honestly, it was dumb. 100%. Trump did his thing with what's his name? With Tucker Carlson. That was 100 times more worthwhile. And they got 100 times more views. So I think that there's a shift in this country where you can have an entire panel of every single person running for president on the same panel. And folks would much rather watch a Twitter conversation between Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump. It's absolutely nuts to me.